Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. We are back with an Azure haul. It has been a while since I've done one of these. I'm going to start off with, I'm sorry, I am so red. It is hot outside. It is hot and humid, and this is about 250 pounds of food that I had to get loaded into the car and then loaded out of the car into the house. By myself. I did have a young man help me lift the cabbage at the location and the 50-pound bag of flour, but everything I had to move inside by myself, and so between the heat and my blood pressure and all the things, I'm red, I'm not sunburned, I'm okay. But I need to record while I'm still red because I gotta get this stuff in the fridge and the freezer. So, I wanted to make sure I clarified that because I know if my aunt or my mom saw this, they'd be like, girl, what is going on with you? So let's go into what we got. This was a bigger order. It's been a while since I've ordered. I have some plans for this stuff, but I do want to get the refrigerator and the freezer stuff put away. So I'm going to go over those things. Actually, I'm going to go over everything really fast, and then I'm going to talk to you about what I'm planning on using these things for. And ways that I'm going to store them and use them for our family. So first things first, 50 pounds of flour. This is the Central Milling Artisan Baker Craft Organic Wheat Flour. I love this. This is not what I feed my sourdough starter, but it is what I make most of my sourdough bread out of. And then, man, I've been disappointed with the cabbages lately, but these cabbage heads are beautiful. This is, I think, 40 pounds of cabbage. Yes, 40 pounds of cabbage. These heads are thick and heavy, and I'm so excited. I'm trying sauerkraut again. It's one of the things I'm going to be making, so I'm super excited to get these in the fridge and then get them processed. I have 25 pounds of number 2 carrots, and then we have 2 pounds of raw walnut pieces, 2.5 pounds of medium shred coconut. We have, I think, 5 pounds of black-eyed peas, 1 pound of raw pumpkin seeds, and then 5 pounds of chia seeds. This plant here is a black-eyed Susan I'm going to plant. It looked really pretty. And then my niece hyssop died, so I'm going to go ahead and grow this one. I have 6 things of whole milk probiotic yogurt by Nancy's. We have 10 pounds of red beets, so these are 2 5-pound packages. 10 pounds of rutabagas. I have 1 pound of garlic scapes. I have a quart of maple syrup. On the end there is a gallon of olive oil and a gallon of avocado oil. And then we have 10 pounds of smoked cheddar cheese. I will explain why. That's a lot of cheese, the same cheese, but it was a great deal. And then 30 pounds of frozen hash browns. So, I should have at this point already put the prices that I paid for things on the screen. And I'm going to go ahead and get this popped and put away, and then we'll go over what I'm planning on doing with this, because that's the most frequent question is, there's only 2 of you, what are you doing with this food? Well, let me explain, but give me a minute. Okay, so it has actually been a couple of weeks since I recorded the first part of this video, and we have been working through that Azure haul. It's been such a blessing. So I actually made sauerkraut. I'm going to pop in some pictures as I'm talking about some of the things that I've done. So I made some sauerkraut. I just moved that to the fridge the other day. Hopefully that's working. And then the other thing I did is I started some fermented beets. Those are not done yet. So when those are done, hopefully those will work out really well as well. With the beets and the rutabagas, we have really been chopping those up and roasting them. Now, right now, we're not roasting them because we can't roast anything in our house right now because it's so hot outside. But it is roasted beets. If you take carrots and rutabaga or turnip or radishes, some peppers, an onion, you can do zucchini, you can chop up some eggplant and put it in there. Really, whatever vegetable that you have, you can chop that up and coat it with a little bit of avocado oil and season it really well and pop that in the oven and roast it. And it is so good. Radishes become sweet. The beets lose their earthiness a little bit and become a little sweeter. It is just so good. And they're good leftover to bring to work and so forth. So my husband loves it when I make roasted vegetables. So that's primarily what we've been doing with the root vegetables. Now I have a lot more carrots to go through. I wanted to ferment some carrots. I haven't started that yet. So we'll see if I get to that. Otherwise, I'm probably going to chop some and freeze them so that way I can put them into broth bases and so forth. But that's what I've been doing with the root vegetables that we got. The coconut and the walnuts were all for a granola and the pumpkin seed. I've made that granola 2 or 3 times now since I've done this video. We love it and it's super good. I also took the walnuts and put them into a pesto sauce instead of pine nuts. Walnuts were what we had, so I did that. We actually like that better, I think, and so that's something we'll continue to do. And then let's see, the chia seeds I had tried now we've had them in our water and stuff before, but I wanted to try chia pudding or chia pudding, and so I did yogurt and some fruit and the chia seeds, blended up the yogurt and the fruit, and then mixed in the chia seeds, and it's okay. I would say I think that texture, I really want like a rice pudding flavor, and so I think we might try that more savory versus fruity. And so I don't know if savory is the right word either, but like the vanillas and cinnamons and things like that versus fruit, because that's just where our minds went to when it came to the texture with that with the fruit. So it's not bad. It just wasn't something for our taste buds that we liked that way. So I'm going to play with that some more, but we love chia seeds anyway. And so super glad we got that. The flour has been being used to make focaccias and so forth. The hash browns we have cooked out on the griddle on the Blackstone multiple times. Actually, we had a yard sale the other weekend and made breakfast out there for my neighbor who was also doing a yard sale at the same time. And everybody loved the hash browns. So if you have not gotten those hash browns, I highly suggest it. I don't want to turn people onto these things because then they're going to go out of stock, but they're so good. So yes, that has been done. The olive oil we've already poured into our dried comfrey and it's been steeping. It's got a few more weeks to go, and then I can strain that and make a salve out of it. I've also used that for some focaccias. I have somebody I know that's allergic to avocado oil, so if I'm going to bring anything to church, which I'm probably going to bring focaccia soon if it cools down at all, then I need to use the olive oil instead of avocado oil. So I want to always make sure I have some of that on hand. And the cheese. Let's talk cheese. Everybody was like 10 pounds of cheese when I told them that I got that. Yes, it is smoked cheddar. It is delicious. I want to say I will have put the numbers up already, but I think I spent like $35 for 10 pounds of cheese. That's $3.50 a pound. It was half off. This is great cheese. Cheese lasts a long time. I can chop it and freeze it. I made the dough, but then I never baked it. So I'm going to shred some and make some smoked cheddar Cheez-Its. Homemade Cheez-Its. So smoked cheddar crackers, basically. And I think that would be delicious. So there's things that we have planned for that smoked cheddar. We have been grating it and topping our vegetables with it, our roasted vegetables. The other thing that's really good is if you make taco meat and you have some pinto beans made up, and then you top that with the cheese, and you can eat it with chips or whatever. It's really good. So it's just a great add-on flavor, and we really liked this particular smoked cheddar. So we were super, super happy to get that. And it was an incredible deal. 50% off is a great deal. The pumpkin seeds, we just add into things. I've added it into actually sourdough accidentally. I wasn't thinking. And then, but it was good. And then we've added that into our granola and so forth. Raw pumpkin seeds are great. They're actually help with parasites. I believe, if I remember right, they paralyze the parasites. And so that's something we like to try to have every once in a while in our diets in rotation. So yeah, there's so much stuff that you can do with what you buy. The maple syrup and the yogurt, obviously, we've been just using like maple syrup and yogurt. But it has been very good. Now we have another order planned. We're not going to do it for July. We will do it for August though, because this order came in at the end of June. Man, it's been almost 3 weeks. It came in actually the week of, I think it came in July 1st is when I picked up the Azure order, and today is July 22nd. So it's been a hot minute since we got that order. We still have cabbage we're working through, and yeah, that's it. So if you are interested in ordering from Azure, I will have the link in the description below. I have lots of videos about ordering from Azure. I even have a video where I talk about how much savings there is. Herbs is where it's at for savings. And so I want to make sure that I put that playlist down in the description below as well. There's tons of information. I love the quality of the stuff. I haven't had issues with wheat berries or with my flours or sugar or any of my veggies. I love it. So even living further away now, we pay for basically a delivery, the shipping, but the California coast, you don't pay for that, like Oregon and Washington, I believe. At least they didn't when I left there. But it's still totally worth it, and you get a great price, and you get bulk and good quality. Even their non-organic stuff doesn't have glyphosate, I can't say the word right, but they have a lot of requirements to be able to for them to even sell them. And so if that's something you're interested, go ahead and check out some of my other videos, and also the link to Azure Standard in the description below, and we'll see you back on the next video.